Hello. Today I'm going to talk about New Moon. I know New Moon's kind of like an old subject, but I want to like review all of the books. I have just I just got done reviewing Twilight, so I decided why not review New Moon. So, New Moon, I can't decide if it's my favorite of the whole like series, saga, or whatever you want to call it. Well, Twilight's definitely my favorite, but like of the other three, it's probably between New Moon and Eclipse. I liked Breaking Dawn, but it wasn't my favorite, and I'll review that one pretty soon. But New Moon, I loved it a lot. I loved how much it showed, like how Bella loved Edward so much, how devoted she was and unconditionally in love with him. I cried from beginning to end in this book. Like seriously, like I never stopped crying. I went through a whole box of Kleenex. I cried so bad. And like my mom was getting angry at me because she had just started reading Twilight and she obviously knew New Moon was sad. So she was like, "Stop crying." And it took me 24 hours to read this book because the moment Edward left, I'm like, I can't stop reading until he comes back. Like I just couldn't. He has to come back before I can stop reading. But when he said like it'll be as if I never existed, like I had to stop reading because I couldn't even see the page. My eyes were so blurry from tears. It was really, really sad. And as she started becoming better and better friends with Jacob, I was still crying, but I I thought it was very beautiful how she had to like hold herself together whenever she thought of Edward. Thought it was heartbreaking but beautiful at the same time. I loved Jacob. I loved how he was like so there for her, even though he knew that he'd have to be very patient with her and that she could never totally love him like she loved Edward. I totally hated Jessica in this one because she was so mean to Bella. Like after Bella was walking toward those guys in Port Angeles, she was like totally ignored Bella. I thought that was super mean, but I don't know. I loved it when we found out that Jacob was a werewolf. I thought it was so awesome, but then I was kind of like thinking like, how many mythical creatures are there in Forks? And then I started laughing, even though I was still crying, because Bella thought the same thing. Like, what kind of a place is this? Like, I thought it was super funny. But then I was kind of sad when it was cut short. So, like, in the beginning, I think New Moon could have been way longer, and, like, we could have learned a lot more about the pack in New Moon instead of Eclipse. Because, like, right after she, like, found out about Jacob being a werewolf, like, she only, like, spent, like, a couple of days, like, knowing this before Alice showed up, and then, like, everything was ruined. Like, I was so happy that Alice was there, but it's kind of sad because I kind of wish that she was known the pack better, like Sam and all of them. But I like that Edward came back. I totally missed him through the whole book, and like I started crying when Bella jumped off the cliff. That was like one of my favorite parts because it like totally showed how much she loved him. I thought the Volturi were so scary. I was super scared, and I thought they were all gonna die, or like they were gonna turn Bella into a vampire, like right there. But I don't. It ended up turning out pretty good. I thought it was super funny how Bella thought she was dreaming, and Edward's like, "You're not dreaming, you're awake." And then she's like, "Well, then I'm dead." Like, I just thought it was really funny. But New Moon was probably one of my favorite books. Like it was like all four of these books were like my favorite books of all books that I've ever read. But like New Moon was probably like my second favorite of them. And I remember that whole day that I spent reading New Moon. It is a great day. Alright. Well, that's it for today's video. Please subscribe to the Lion the Lamb 77. Alright, bye bye.
Save me from my emptiness. You